Hello and welcome back to another episode on Asia Now. Today we'll talk about where can you find a simple Filipino girl. Let's ask the question, read some answers, and I'll tell you my personal thoughts on each of their advice. Before we get into it, I want to say a big thank you for us crossing over 1,000 subscribers. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Here's to this question. Someone asked, where would be a great place to start looking for a simple girl? A province girl, I suppose. I'm 42 years old, 195 centimeters, stable income, looking for a good girl to settle down with. I met one girl here in Cebu who had never been on a plane before. I really liked that. However, I wasn't very attracted to her. Any help would be appreciated, willing to travel, currently based in Cebu City. If anyone has a single friends here in Cebu, I would be interested in meeting, or willing to travel to another location. So far on Bumble, Cebu, I found 50% trans, 45% chubby, and 5% career girls with not a lot of time. I don't say this to be mean or insensitive, this is just my experience. Appreciate anyone's time. Okay, so very quickly, this dude is actually quite handsome, traditionally good looks, and he's tall, so he's got everything going for him, rather young. But Bumble is a dating site where you can go ahead and meet people, where typically women make the first move. He doesn't have much luck. Let's get into some of these answers. The top comment with 41 likes says, the questions are just getting stupider. How long is a piece of string? That's a bit negative, I would say. If you've been to Facebook groups, expats in the Philippines, a lot of it tend to be negative, so I'm going to try to be a little bit positive. Obviously, the person asking the question just wants some advice. Maybe they're new to the country. Maybe they don't really know if there's actual specific places to go and meet simple province girls. I do get the fact that's a very broad and vague type of question, but I wouldn't really say it's stupid, especially because the guy asked it fairly nicely. Let's move on to the next advice. A Filipino woman answers by saying, first of all, province girls do not exist. If you found the one you think you like through neighborhood, common friends, or work, try to know her address. Drop a bouquet of flowers or maybe chocolates with a note that you are interested. Don't forget to write your CP number. What is CP number? Cell phone number. FB and email. Keep repeating, dropping cute things on her home until she welcomes you to see her parents and ask them to bring her a date. You need to ask her permission because if she meets you on the streets without blessing, then her neighbor thinks she's sleeping with you. I'm not really sure if that's supposed to be sarcastic or actual tips. Now, coming from Canada, I would never do some things like that. It's considered stalky or just creepy outright, but that's the great thing about the Philippines. A lot of things that we're told to believe is considered creepy, where men might think it's romantic, it's still accepted in the Philippines. Filipinos tend to be a bit more traditional, not all of them of course, but I'd say a lot of them tend to want that old school romance. They still love the fact of being courted, I've seen so many flowers being exchanged throughout the Philippines when it comes to romance. Every time I go to a cafe or restaurant, I always see somebody with flowers. Now that could be a graduation, some kind of religious festival, but a lot of them tend to look like dates. They're really cute young couples in their 20s, maybe late teens, but stuff like that is still considered normal in the Philippines. So maybe it's a real thing. Let me know your comments down below. Do you think she's being sarcastic or is that a real answer? Another person answered by saying, another one of these silly questions. Answer, all of the Philippines. They are everywhere. It's no difficult. Nobody can know the girl who you will go crazy over. We cannot know. Unless you just want any. Hold a sign up at a mall. Many takers. Come on, I don't mean disrespect, but really, only you will know the girl for you, not a group on Facebook. Thousands of them wherever you go. I guess the takeaway from that advice, there's no one answer that fits everybody. It really comes down to what you're looking for. I would say it's mainly about your intentions, right? If you're here for short term, long term, do you really want to commit a relationship? Do you want a younger person? How old? This guy's 42, so I don't know what's the youngest person he would date. There's too many factors to consider by giving a broad kind of answer, but it is true that there's lots of women in the Philippines willing to date you because, let's face it, Filipinos are still a really easy place to date when it comes to just approaching women, right? So even at a mall, I would say to stay away from someone that approaches you first, because anyone like that will kind of be sketchy, red flags. No real women would probably approach you at a mall. They tend to be the professional, let's put it that way. So I would avoid that at all costs. The next one that was very popular with 28 likes says, go where there are no other foreigners. I'm in a place, I'm the only one. I already had 3 dates in the first week, and a university student cleans my apartment and just confessed she has feelings for me. Oh my, I love Asia. Yeah, a lot of men do love Asia, and that's why a lot of men do come to Asia for relationships, because women in Asia, the Philippines, and other Southeast Asian countries tend to not be so westernized in the whole feminism movement, where it's kind of overcorrected itself, in my opinion, where it's just like almost like a battle every day whenever you're trying to approach women, talk to women. Men are really put on the back burner when it comes to dating, and the expectations from Western women are too high these days. 6 figures, 6 pack, 6 inches, 6 feet, whatever that is. A lot of us just don't qualify for that. But in Asia, I think a lot of people still tend to look at bigger picture. They want family, they want love, respect, and they actually care about you on the inside, not as much on the outside. Of course, looks matter a bit, but I think they prioritize being treated well and loved over maybe materialistic things. So yeah, keep that in mind. A person takes offense with the question by saying, "Why do you like it when a girl has never been on a plane before?" Sorry, some guys are really weird, and it feels like they're looking for someone who never left the barangay and has no idea that there are way better guys out there. The unexperienced in life, the better. At least she can't compare the guy and his fragile ego. I don't know how I feel about that comment, because I think the original post wasn't really looking for a girl that's never been on an airplane. He just mentioned that the girl he went on a date had never been on an airplane, because that just shows innocence, right? That just shows maybe you haven't been poisoned by the outside influence so much. I'm just making assumptions here, but I would take it in that fashion rather than his ego. But then again, I can be wrong. I want to know what you think of that comment of the guy making about a girl that's never been on a plane before and how he likes it. Would you want to be in a relationship with someone that is so less traveled? Personally, I don't really care, but I want the girl to want to travel. Someone that's like actually looking to explore and discover new places. I think is exciting. Let's read a couple more comments. Someone says, "I never get it. When I was young, around 18 to 35, it was almost a breeze to pick up pretty women worldwide. From Saudi Arabia to Brazil, from Turkey to Iran, from Russia to Spain, all same. Women want somebody sweet. Just be sweet. Not macho, not arrogant, be sweet. If you didn't learn it back then, just try it now. In the Philippines, it feels like it's a million times easier than anywhere else in the world. Incredibly easy. Thailand is more for a very obvious exchange of material for relationship, and often very short-lived. The Philippines are different. These women really want, to significant extent, relationships where they feel safe and committed. Many of these women themselves are quite unsure how to make that happen. Lie down on a beach in somewhat secluded area from tourism. Bring fruit, plenty of it, and water. Share the fruit with the pretty young ladies bathing there and strike up a conversation. Quote, what kind of fruit is this actually? Where does it grow? Where else can I get it here? Or take a city map somewhere into a street and ask ladies for directions and ask them what they would recommend. Do it in such a sweet and clumsy way that you ask them if they couldn't just show you themselves and invite them to dinner as a thank you. Boom, done. Just do it and learn some local language. It might melt them. And in the Philippines, cut your beard and stop looking so strict. You scare them in that way. Like a mafia guy, no beard, clean outfit, wear clean, nice, elegant stuff. Differs you from many others. And write a real letter and with flowers inside. Forget that ugly, boring internet world on dating sites. That is all trash. Real handwriting and flowers. The girls will find you really exotic and in the best way. So boy, gotcha? OMG. There is a lot to unpack there. I don't know if this guy's living in reality or in the past, or just dreaming about what dating is like. He seems a bit out of touch, I'll be honest. However, he makes some great points. I would say stay away from online dating. I mean, not to say everybody's bad on there, but most of the time, you're not really dealing with like real Filipinas. I would say the people that are in desperate situations, maybe they want to get some money out of you. Maybe they're not looking for a long-term relationship. Maybe they're not simple province girls. Whatever you want to say, online dating, I would stay away from in any country, to be honest. Not just the Philippines. Real women got real things to do. They got jobs, they got families, they got activities, hobbies. They got a lot of things going on in their life. They don't got time for like online dating. So I agree with that. As far as like, I would think it's corny to give flowers and letters and all that, but that's the thing about the Philippines. They're kind of in the past a little bit. They're not so like in a hurry like some of the rest of the world. So a lot of the traditional courting process still applies in the Philippines. So if that's your thing, hey, go ahead, go for it. But I do agree with just striking up conversation. Filipinas and the Filipino people as a general are extremely friendly people. They don't mind you just talking to them, like whether you're on a beach, in a cafe, at a bookstore, just waiting in line somewhere, strike up a random conversation, crack a joke or something. If you're at Starbucks, be like, hey, excuse me, do you know where Starbucks? They'll just laugh because Filipinos have an excellent sense of humor. So I agree with some of the stuff, but not with everything he says. Oh, one last thing about the whole beard thing. Now, that's a myth. Filipinas, you would think, just want clean shave, but there are some people, just like every other place in the world, every person is an individual. A lot of people like beards. A lot of people don't like beards. Some Filipino men cannot grow a beard, so other women like the fact that, oh, I'm getting access to something I've never touched before. They might be curious. Some girls don't like this beard. They want you to shave it off completely. Every person is different. I would not recommend to go ahead and just completely shave your beard for a girl. To be honest, I would never do that. But if that's your thing, try it out. See how many matches you get or dates or whatever. And ask the girl you're interested in. Say, hey, which do you like? Do you like me with a beard or without a beard? So I'm going to keep my beard, but you can do as you wish. But the great advice is to dress well. Good hygiene, right? Obviously, take a shower, put on deodorant, even like a hint of perfume or cologne, I should say. I don't really put on cologne unless like I'm going on a wedding or something, but definitely deodorant, definitely multiple showers a day. It'll help you go a long way. Lastly, somebody says, so by your percentage tallies in the post, that leaves 0% attractive ladies with time to date in Cebu. You really have not been looking very hard, apparently. Get off the dating sites and start walking around. That might mean getting out of your AC room and off the internet, chat for a while. Me, I would much rather meet a lady on my own, and I did, then be fixed up by some expat in this or any group. As far as the province girl nonsense, the city is loaded with girls from the province. The city and the province are deeply connected, usually with family in both locations. One thing I noticed, you can give advice without being snarky about it. Not just this person, but a lot of times online I see people getting really offended by stuff. It's okay. You could just say your piece without being offensive, right? This brings me to my advice. If you're coming to the Philippines and if you're looking to meet a simple girl, a normal girl, this would be my advice. Get off the internet. Get off the dating sites. Those are usually professionals. Those are usually women looking for men abroad for whatever reason. Not to say that they're all bad, but just percentage speaking, you're kind of wasting some of your time, right? There's always going to be a diamond in the rough online, and some of you may have already met this person, which is great. But as we get more connected worldwide, there's less need for people to put as much effort in. That's why they're online, basically. Real relationships take real time. I would recommend meet people organically at any of the activities that you do. For example, personally, I like to play badminton sometimes in Cebu City, so there's always girls that come and play. Imagine that, athletic, healthy, that likes to be like in sports and stay active in her lifestyle. It's an excellent place to meet people, and I strike up many conversations asking people about their rackets, how often they come here, what they do. They don't care. Filipinos, if you're nice and kind and just a good person, they will talk to you. It doesn't mean they're going to marry you, but you have that chance. You have that open door, the key to that, but you don't have in many Western countries. And I think a lot of times we forget that, because when we come to the Philippines, our mindset is still in the West. We're still thinking, oh, this person might reject me, that this person might, judge me. There's a lot of that negativity that comes with years of living in the West, maybe divorces, bad relationships, the whole feminism, all that stuff that's going on out there. It's not really happening in the Philippines, right? So you're back to almost like your middle school, high school, university days, I would say. You just approach women. So that's my tip, organically, naturally, without online, without the headache, without the nonsense, and put in a little work. Don't go ahead straight to, hey, come over to my bedroom or something like that, right? Offer them something like a small coffee date, a little walk in the park or something, right? A lot of time when women have dogs with them, it's an excellent way for me because I have a dog. I miss my dog. I just play with the dog, and if she happens to show any interest, make eye contact or whatever, then ask her name, if she's single, whatever else. So that's my tip. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your comments down below. I want to know your experiences, how to meet a province girl. One last thing about the province and the city, that one person said it really nicely. They're all interconnected. Where do you think city girls come from? Yeah, some of them are born and raised in the city. A lot of them come from around the area, right? They just come to work, they come to study, and they just end up staying there. And that's it for this one. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.